21st Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year C, called from every nation. This reflection is prepared by Father Aube Francis, pastor at St. Jude Church, Grand Rapids, Michigan. We hear how God gathers people from all corners of the earth. The message is clear: God's love is not limited to one group. He wants all people to come to Him. This Sunday reminds us that following God is not always easy. In the Gospel, Jesus speaks about the narrow gate. He says that many will try to enter, but not all will succeed. It takes effort, trust, and a steady heart. Hebrews tells us that discipline is part of love. Just like a parent teaches a child, God teaches us not to punish, but to help us grow stronger. The 21st Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year C invites us to keep walking with God, even when the road is hard. God is calling all people to share His joy. Let us respond with open hearts and ready hands. In our first reading from Isaiah, the Lord paints a beautiful vision, people from every nation coming together to witness His glory. God's love is not a private treasure for a chosen few. It is an open invitation to the whole human family. No matter where we are from, what language we speak, or what our history is, God says, "You are mine." The psalm echoes this universal call: praise the Lord, all you nations. Our praise is not just a Sunday duty, it is our shared response to God's unchanging faithfulness. In the second reading from Hebrews, we hear that God disciplines those He loves. Like a wise parent shaping a child, the Lord allows us to face challenges not to break us down, but to build us up. In moments of trial, we are being trained for holiness. The pruning may be painful, but it leads to the fruit of peace and righteousness. Then comes the Gospel from Luke, and Jesus challenges us. He tells us to strive to enter by the narrow gate. The path to God's kingdom is not a casual stroll. It requires effort, humility, and surrender. Many will knock, saying, "We knew you, Lord," but Jesus warns that lip service and religious appearances are not enough. It is the life we live, the love we show, and the obedience we offer that truly open the door. We have seen in history that some who were last in the eyes of the world became first in the kingdom. We know examples of those who were last in the eyes of the world but first in God's kingdom. Saint Damien of Molokai was born in Belgium with the opportunity for a comfortable life, but he chose to leave it all behind to serve a remote leper colony in Hawaii. In the eyes of the world, lepers were outcasts, forgotten, and unwanted. Damien lived among them, touched their wounds, built their homes, and shared their meals. Eventually, he contracted leprosy himself and died from it. The world saw him as wasting his life on the unwanted, but in God's eyes, he walked straight through the narrow gate into glory. Saint Josephine Bakhita was kidnapped as a young girl in Sudan, sold into slavery, and treated as less than human. She was beaten, scarred, and stripped of dignity. By worldly standards, she was last, a voiceless, powerless slave. Yet, when she discovered the Christian faith, she forgave her captors, joined the Canossian sisters, and spent her life in joyful, humble service. The world had placed her at the bottom, but in God's kingdom, she shines as a radiant first among His saints, countless unnamed parents, caregivers, nurses, and volunteers who sacrifice their own comfort to care for others will find themselves among the first. And there are those who, sadly, were first in the world but became last in the kingdom. The Bible speaks of rulers and Pharisees who loved power and position but ignored the call to love and justice. History remembers leaders who amassed wealth and fame yet left behind a legacy of selfishness and division. In the eyes of the world, they were successful, but in the eyes of God, they missed the narrow gate. Practical lessons. 1. God's kingdom is for all. Never limit God's love to people like us. Every person you meet is someone God is calling. 2. The narrow gate is daily faithfulness. Small acts of love, honesty, and service are what shape our hearts for heaven. 3. Discipline is love in action. Challenges are opportunities for spiritual growth. Don't run from them. Embrace them with faith. Comaphor. Humility is the key. Those who think they are first must learn to serve. Those who feel last can be lifted up by God. Question for reflection. If Jesus were to come today and invite you to enter by the narrow gate, would you be ready, and what changes would you need to make in your life to pass through?